Kansas City. Kauffman Stadium is drying out after a day full of rain in Kansas City, so the Royals homestand will continue tonight with Game 3 of 4 against the Boston Red Sox. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Little K at Kauffman Stadium with Royals Hall of Famer Frank White. I'm Ryan Lefevre. And tonight is game number 127, just another game on the schedule with one exception. The Royals, the only time this year, will be facing a knuckleballer, Tim Wakefield. Now, Frank, how did you do in your career against knuckleballers?
I think I did pretty good against knuckleballers, and they're not easy to hit simply because it's a different type pitch altogether. It's slower, the ball dances around, and it really takes a lot of discipline on the hitter's part to be patient.
Okay, now Frank did better than pretty good against knucklers. The numbers are good, but you did not hit 1,000, so you did see some very good knuckleballs. What made a 60 to 70 mile an hour pitch so difficult?
Well, let me show you.
And providing the knuckleball tonight will be Royals closer Jeff Montgomery, who threw just about every pitch in the book when he was closing for the Royals. And in college at Marshall, he threw a knuckleball.
Well, Ryan, what I wanted to do first, I wanted to put that plate right in between my legs so I can really be patient and try to wait for that last break. And so basically you just want to be moving slow things down and make sure you see the ball. Don't try to hit the ball out of the ballpark, but mainly just try to follow it to that last break and try to hit a single. If they happen to hang one, then you can turn on that one. But for the most part, you're trying to slow things down and let the ball do what it does. You know what's coming. Then you get an idea which way it's going to break. Then just ease into it with the idea of just hitting a single.
But before you would dig into the box, you were thinking single.
I was thinking single all the way. And I would move up in the plate, up on the plate, up in the box, and just try to keep it from getting down low. And I try to keep it always at its highest point out in here in front of the plate. And so then it was just a matter of getting balanced and then following the ball to the last move and then just use your hands and just try to get a single back through the middle, hopefully.
Tim Wakefield's been around for a long time. In fact, he's the oldest player in the major leagues, and he's still going for his 200th career win. This is his 5th attempt at that. Well, the Royals could use a fast start tonight against Tim Wakefield, and the chances are good because the Royals' top 3 hitters, Alex Gordon, Melky Cabrera, Billy Butler, have great career numbers against Tim Wakefield. We'll take a look at the Red Sox lineup when we come back. Baseball is brought to you by the Missouri Lottery. When you play, students win. Boston Red Sox were struggling when they arrived at Kauffman Stadium and now getting a little bit better with each game.
Today we led in this game by Adrian Gonzalez, who had a 0 for 14 skid, snapped last night with 3 hits, and Jared Sockman-Makia hit a 3-run home run last night, and the Red Sox have 82 road home runs, which lead the major leagues.
Ram Trucks will show us the Royals defensively.
Alex Gordon in left field continues to play very well this year. 1 error on the season, nice diving play in last night's game, and Chris Getz to get his first start since August 4th.
Felipe Paulino on the mound, trying to get the first win for the Royals in this series. Luke Hochevar and Jeff Francis going down in the first 2 games. It will be the first time the Boston Red Sox have seen Felipe Paulino. Royals and the Red Sox, and the first pitch is next. Definition brought to you by Time Warner Cable. Get no fee HD with digital TV from Time Warner Cable. Royals and the Red Sox. Let's go out to left field, and here's Joel Goldberg.
Well, Ryan, you guys had all that talk about knuckleballs, and Eric Hosmer was 2 years old when Tim Wakefield broke into the league. I said, how many times have you faced a knuckleballer in your life? He said, none. 0. He said in the minor leagues there was one guy that came out of the bullpen for 2 innings when he was in Burlington, but he didn't get a chance to face him. I said, what do you know about hitting knuckleballers? And he said, same thing everybody else hears. If it's high, let it fly. If it's low, let it go. And then he said, how long do you think Tim Wakefield will pitch? Till he's 60? Because I saw that guy working out in Boston, and he was tough. Guys?
All right, Joel, ball 1 to Marco Scutaro. Well, he is the oldest active major leaguer, Tim Wakefield, at 45 years old. Meanwhile, 27-year-old Felipe Paulino working on Marco Scutaro, who appears in the series for the first time. He'd been out for 6 games with a sore back, and he leads off. Jacoby Ellsbury is not in the lineup. Remember, he was clunked in the back late in the game last night by Everett Tiefert. Scutaro has hit in 5 straight games. batting .279. 3 balls and 1 strike. Second time that Scutaro has dealt with an injury this year. In early May, he was out with a strained left oblique, a muscle in his left rib cage. And on 5 pitches, he opens the game with a walk. Well, you sure couldn't tell. It rained all morning and into the afternoon. It is sunny, blue sky, 79 degrees. It's on the steamy side because of all the moisture. Game started on time at 6:10, and the time and temp is brought to you by the parking spot. Easy to spot, easy to park. The parking spot at KCA. And now down and away to Mike Aviles. Aviles 3 out of 9 in the first 2 games with 2 runs scored. Started at shortstop the first 2 games for Scutaro, and now that Scutaro's back in there, Aviles slides over to third. Two and 0.
Yeah, right now, mainly just got to get back in the strike zone, and he's tried his fastball out, and he's tried a hard slider out of the zone. So maybe go in the middle, go through the changeup, or something, get over the plate and get him back in rhythm.
And got the call from home plate umpire Andy Fletcher, 2-1. Now Paulino is coming off a loss Monday against the Yankees. He had 5 walks in 5 1/3 innings. That's a season high for him. He's been a strike thrower since coming to the Royals, so trouble throwing strikes and having some difficulty in the first inning against the Red Sox. As Aviles with a half swing. Paulino down to second, 1 low throw, and one of the few low throws that's gotten by Hosmer this year. It's into the camera bay, and Aviles will get second base.
Well, Scutaro broke, but then he stopped, and for some reason didn't keep going. And Paulino, that's a great throw to Escobar. He just dropped his arm down and buries the ball down in the dirt. And Hosmer wasn't able to pick it out. You can see right here, ball went up off the heel of the glove. Good throw. Just let that arm drop a little bit too low, and the ball sank on Hosmer at first base, and he couldn't dig it out.
It looked like he prematurely turned his head. Not to hang this on Hosmer. The error deservedly goes to Alcides Escobar, but Hosmer was looking right along a strip of sunlight that stretches from first base to second base. And so as the throw comes in, see, he's looking in the light, and watch his head right before it goes into his glove.
Well, a lot of times you didn't watch him make that play. If you go too fast out in front of you, that will bring your head up. But you saw his head never did go down with the ball.
And now it's 2-0 on Adrian Gonzalez. First time that Felipe Paulino has faced the Boston Red Sox. Two and 1. Gonzalez was hitless on Thursday night and had been 0 for his last 14, but then 3 hits last night, including 2 doubles. Continues to lead the league at 346 and has the second most doubles in the league at 38. 2-2. Also the league leader with 172 hits in his first season with the Boston Red Sox. Late movement, didn't get the call, and it's 3-2.
Yeah, very good pitch by Felipe Paulino right there. I mean, that's one he probably won all night. Get the left-hander to give up on it. The ball moves back out into the inside corner of the plate.
That's a great pitch. And now Gonzalez grounds it up the middle. Gets with a nice backhand. 2 down. And Aviles to third. .14 start for Paulino since joining the Royals. His numbers across the board are good. Good ERA. Opponents hitting just .268 against him. Only 29 walks in 84 innings. Only 6 home runs allowed. Run support has been an issue for him this year and in his entire career as a starter. And a third straight test for him. A third straight start against a team from the American League East. He goes from the team that was leading the league in several categories in the Yankees to now the Red Sox, who are second in batting average, runs, and home runs in the league. And quickly 0-2 on Dustin Pedroia. Three hits on Thursday. Pedroia was hitless last night. The Royals decided they were not going to pitch to him, at least early in the game, and Pedroia reached on a couple of intentional walks. Into the right field corner, and it is foul.
Dustin Pedroia, he might be small in stature, but he's got a live bat. I mean, it didn't really appear that he hit that ball that well. Is that he had to reach a little bit, and this ball almost in the right field corner.
He looks small, and he is small, but that's a big bat in his hands. Blocked by Perez. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, good job. Good job keeping it soft right in the middle and right out in front of the plate. Breaking ball down in the dirt. He just cups, does a good job getting that glove down so the ball can't go between the legs and sell into the belly right out in front of the plate. Perfect form on that block.
And he does it again.
Yeah, Paulino really hasn't found the range on that slider. And this is out in front of the plate right here, which makes it even more difficult for a catcher to block. And, you know, Perez does a good job of just staying right with it. And the key to that thing, right, you don't try to catch it. You just try to block it, and you usually end up getting the ball to do what you want it to do.
Grounded to Moustakas. So Paulino gets out of the first inning, gets around a walk and an error, no score. several Royals facing knuckleballer Tim Wakefield for the first time. In our Sprint You Call It question, we ask you, who will have the best night against the knuckleball? So you have several options. Text 432-432, enter keyword Royals, followed by a space. And here is the starting lineup with the appropriate letter next to them. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I are your choices. What do you think, Frank?
I'm going to stay with Alex Gordon. He's 4 out of 7 against Wakefield, and he has some semblance of what kind of approach he wants to take. So I'm going to stay with him.
Well, I'm going to go with Billy Butler. That was also my choice on the Hot Watch tonight. So I'm going to double down as you are. Hosmer, Moustakas, Perez, and Escobar have not faced Wakefield. 2 balls and 1 strike to Alex. Joel, how about you?
I got to go with my Hot Watch pick, too. I'm going choice B, Melky Cabrera. He's got the most experience against him and has done very well against him. So Gordon's done well, Cabrera's done well, Butler has done well, but Melky, because of all those years with the Yankees, has seen him the most. I'll go Melky.
All right.
Play the rest of the field.
3-2 to Alex. 2 hits, both extra base hits in the first 2 games, and 3 RBIs. Sound like he cracked his bat. He did. And it's still 3-2. Royals didn't see Wakefield when they were in Boston last month. But the last time the Royals faced Wakefield, they had no trouble with the knuckleball at all. Late May of 2010, Wakefield didn't even get out of the 4th inning. 3 2/3 innings, 12 hits, 9 earned runs. In the air to right, and Reddick with the sunglasses on makes the catch. 45-year-old Tim Wakefield, and going for his 200th career win. 6 wins, 5 losses this year. He has made 17 starts. He's also made 9 appearances out of the bullpen. He has 1 complete game, and that was in his last start. That was Sunday at Seattle, an 8-inning complete game where he took the loss. This is a guy who was released by the Pittsburgh Pirates and signed a minor league contract with the Boston Red Sox in 1995. And look at where he is now. 1st in starts. He is 1st in innings, 2nd in strikeouts, 3rd in wins. And earlier this year, he became just the 9th pitcher in Major League history to make at least 1 start for the same team in 17 consecutive seasons.
Yeah, Wakefield came in '95. That was the year the Red Sox won a division, and he's just been going ever since. He's really the only guy left. I think maybe one other guy left from that team in 1995. So that knuckleball itself really carries you a long way when you've had that kind of success, because he's not only pitched as a starter, he pitched in relief, and he can be an emergency starter, so you can use him a lot of different ways as long as he's effective.
Obviously, that pitch doesn't put as much strain on the arm. Oftentimes, Wakefield has pitched since 1995 for the Red Sox on short days rest, fewer than 4 days in between starts. He's usually the go-to guy if a pitcher is scratched at the last moment. And he's a very good fielder, originally a minor league infielder with the Pirates. So he's got a fly ball and a ground ball to begin the bottom of the 1st. Trying to become the 108th pitcher in Major League history with 200 wins. As far as modern day baseball goes, 1900 and since. He's trying to become the 89th pitcher with 200 wins. 2 down to Billy Butler, who has an 8-game hitting streak. And Wakefield throws a strike.
Well, Billy would have a pretty good swing against a knuckleballer because he does cover both lines. But when you try to pull it like that, it's just not going to work for you. But you always want that knuckleball to be up. You want to swing at it when it's up, but you can see just from Billy committed, it's that last move that always gets you. That's why you can't be real aggressive at the plate, because you got to see the last move that the ball makes.
Grounded up the middle. It's past Scudero. So on a 0-2 pitch, Billy extends his hitting streak to 9 games. And a look at the Red Sox defensively tonight, presented by Ram Trucks.
Well, Darnell McDonald being center field. Jacoby Ellsbury has a contusion in the back, so he's there. Marco Scudero, who hasn't played since August 12th, is in the game tonight. Well, Scudero missed some time with back spasms, and he's ready to go. You know, the one thing about Marco, he had a lot of walks last year. And the one thing that they said about this year, he hasn't walked very much at all. So that was the one thing that really intrigued them about him when he came over to the Red Sox.
Eric Hosmer's first look at Tim Wakefield. Hosmer 1 out of 8 in the series, and his hit put an end to an 0 for 12. 0-2.
And that's what you look at Eric Hosmer's swing, and it's a big, aggressive swing. And usually it's the guys that have the slow bats who can slow their bat down that has the most success against a knuckleballer.
Trying to go the other way. Wakefield every now and then will mix in a curveball, not very often. Every now and then will throw a fastball, which is
a fastball.
Doesn't even reach 80 miles an hour, so if you want to call it a fastball, but it sure looks like a fastball if you're hoping to see a pitch around 60 miles an hour.
Yeah, when he uses it, he always uses the outside part of the plate, tries to throw it down. It's just something to get him back in the count when he gets out of count.
And hit well to right field. Reddick is there, and that's the inning. Fred Catering. Order online at PaneraKansas.com. And by Chevy's, your Kansas City area Chevy dealers. Well, there you go. I wish we had your name up on the sign. We could say hello. So hello to the sign guy and his family. Glad you're here tonight. Two strikes on Josh Reddick. He started on Thursday. 1 for 3 in that game with a double and a run scored. Darnell McDonald was the starter in right field last night. McDonald has moved to center tonight. 1-2 on Reddick. Paulino walked the first batter in the first. Then Mike Aviles reached and went to second on an error. So 2 free runners, if you will. And Paulino got ground balls from Gonzalez and Pedroia. Three and 2. Jared Saltalamacchia will face Paulino after Reddick, and then Carl Crawford. Out into right center field, and Jeff Francoeur wants it. 1 away. Well, come on out tomorrow. It's another family fun day Sunday with live entertainment, face painters, a caricature artist, and much more in the outfield experience before the Royals take on the Red Sox at 1:10. Danny Duffy going up against big lefty John Lester. 12-6 for the Red Sox. Tomorrow's game is at 1:10. Outside to Saltalamacchia, and in the Red Sox 7-1 win last night, their biggest hit came off the bat of Saltalamacchia, a 3-run home run in the 5th inning. 1-1. Just below the knees, 2 balls and 1 strike. Saltalamacchia had been 0 for 13 before the 3-run home run. Three and 1.
Just trying to gain a little bit more command of his fastball. It's really running a lot. You know, sometimes when you're pitching, your fastball's running like that, you can't get that middle of the plate. Sometimes get away from the 2-seamer, go to the 4-seamer, and just try to get some command. But right now it's effectively wild, but he has no command of his fastball, and also his slider hasn't been there for him so far in this game. See the run on that ball? It's up. So if he's going to chase it up, let's see if he can go back up again.
And that could have been ball 4.
Yeah, very easily.
And back with a fastball at 95 to strike out Saltalamacchia. 2 down.
His fastball's got a lot of giddy up on it and moving good. I mean, he's really challenging hard with it, but just having that consistent command of it. You know, he's just got that finger split apart, a little 2-seamer, make it run a little bit. But it just got a matter of just being able to just command it from pitch to pitch.
That was a very unique grip.
Yeah, it's a little wider than normal.
It wasn't either across the seams, and it wasn't with the seams. It was kind of with the diagonal over the seam.
Yeah, you can see right there. Yeah, that's just. But that ball runs though. A lot of guys would call it a 2-seamer, but they grip it in a different spot.
Yeah, I don't think he was using the seams for grip. It looked like both of his fingertips were on the leather of the ball.
Well, they were. I mean, but I think if you ask him, he'd say a 2-seamer. But the grip is something we haven't seen before. But the ball does what a 2-seamer does. It runs away from a left-handed hitter.
Crawford grounds out, and it's an easy 2nd inning for Paulino.
Francoeur. Mike Moustakas, Salvador Perez against Tim Wakefield, and Francoeur a big swing and a miss. We remind you to look for the Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment later in tonight's game. I don't think Francoeur subscribes, Frank, to your get up on the plate and think single.
Well, right now he's just hoping he can get a hanging knuckleball inside so he can drive it, but you got to let it come to you. Even with the swing, you still got to let the ball travel.
And there are several different knuckleball theories. Yours is a common one, to shorten your swing, try and go the other way. I remember Don Baylor was a very good hitter against a knuckleballer, and he simply tried to go up and hit a home run. And I guess what worked for him was he realized there were only certain pitches he could swing at and try and hit a home run. Gonzalez brings down the pop-up and retires Francoeur. The best line I've heard in regard to a knuckleball comes from your former hitting coach, Charlie Lau, who once said, there are several theories on how to hit a knuckleball. Unfortunately, none of them work. Here's our Sprint You Call It question for tonight. Who will have the best night against the knuckleball? And we're giving you the option of everybody in the Royals lineup. Text 432-432. Keyword is Royals, followed by a space. 1-1 to Mike Moustakas. A for Gordon, B for Cabrera, C for Butler, D for Hosmer, E for Francoeur, F Moustakas, G Perez, H Getz, I Escobar. Moustakas up the middle into center field. Moustakas is 3 out of 7 in the series.
He really didn't try to overswing on that ball. He just took it and just slapped it back through the middle. Nice and easy, right back where it was pitched, away from him a little bit. And that knuckleball really looks weird coming off of Wakefield's fingers. Almost like he's plucking it out there rather than throwing it out there.
Ball one to Salvador Perez. 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts on Thursday. He got last night off. Brian Pena was behind the plate. One and one. Typically, Moustakas isn't a threat to run, but Wakefield, it would be a good guy to run on. A slow pitch, and a pitch that's very difficult for the catcher. It has not been a good homestand so far for the Royals in stolen base attempts. Just 2 out of 6 against the Yankees and the Red Sox. Gonzalez runs to the dugout sweep. Still 1 and 2. Jeff Montgomery gives us a little more information on the knuckleball.
Still a good knuckleball. That ball comes out and it literally does not move. It comes out and you can almost see the seams. They're not moving much at all. The wind will take over, elements will take over, and the objective for a knuckleballer is to get that ball to dance. It almost floats around like a butterfly. Very difficult for a batter to hit.
And I've heard that knuckleballers actually prefer the wind to be blowing out. A pitcher never wants the wind to be blowing out, but you're going to get more action with the knuckleball going into the wind, almost like an airplane taking off into the wind, getting the lift. Now, a knuckleballer does not want the wind at his back because it has a tendency of pushing the ball to the plate before it can make its last move.
Right, it's all about the action of the baseball, and they do like that wind in their face a little bit. But the thing about the knuckleball is that no two pitches are the same. You just never know which way the ball's going to break. It goes down one time, takes off one way or the other, and that's the mystique of the whole pitch.
Wakefield gets his first strikeout. And that's the second out of the second inning.
And you see just right at the end of this pitch, it looks like a big old hanging curve. All of a sudden, you see the dive. It takes just a serious dive down and away from Salvador Perez. As I say, you always got to see that last move. If you can wait and see that last move, then you got a chance to put it in play.
Strike one to Chris Getz, who gets the start. So, an opportunity to get him in the lineup, and he's 2 out of 6 in the past against Wakefield.
And Chris says all he tries to do is think up. He's just, if the ball's up, he'll go after it. If it's down, he'll take it.
And he pops it up into shallow center field. McDonald makes the catch, and at the end of 2 at Kauffman Stadium, no score. Royals baseball is brought to you by the State of Missouri Tobacco Quit Line. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW. And by Kia. To learn more, visit kia.com. Bigger crowd here tonight. Perhaps the biggest crowd of the homestand. Yankees for 3, Red Sox for 4. Second to final game of the homestand. Then the Royals have that grueling stretch of 17 out of the upcoming 20 games on the road. Ryan Lavarnway picked up his first major league hit last night. Made his big league debut on Thursday. 1 out of 8 in the series. Red Sox regular DH David Ortiz still out of the lineup with an injured right heel. 2 balls, 1 strike. Darnell McDonald will be next. He's the number 9 hitter, and then Marcos Scutaro. Three and 1. And a full count. Paulino got the Red Sox in order last inning. His last 2 starts have really been a battle. In fact, in his last 2 starts, he only has 2 combined 1, 2, 3 innings. So he's been dealing with base runners all over the place. And he had to get around a couple of runners in the top of the first tonight. Going for his first win since July 5th. And that was his first win in 13 months. And it's a leadoff walk to the rookie Lavarnway. And the second leadoff walk for Paulino tonight. Follow every Royals game through Game Connect at foxsportskansascity.com. And as you watch the game on TV, you can join the conversation about the game on Twitter. You can track trends and stats at Game Connect. Find it at foxsportskansascity.com. Now the center fielder, Darnell McDonald, and that skips away from Perez. And Lavarnway is at second with nobody out.
You can expect your catcher to do a lot, but those 87-mile-an-hour sliders down in the dirt, and when this goes right off of his thumb and off the right leg, it's just so far in that left-hand batter's box, he didn't have a chance to shift over and block it.
Andy Fletcher, the home plate umpire, is giving Perez all the time that he needs to shake that off. McDonald 1 out of 4 with an RBI triple last night. McDonald moving to center field from right after Jacoby Ellsbury was hit by a pitch last night, and Ellsbury not in the lineup tonight. So it's never a walk in the park facing the Boston Red Sox, but tonight the Royals don't have to deal with Jacoby Ellsbury. They don't have to deal with Kevin Youkilis, and they don't have to deal with David Ortiz, and you can throw J.D. Drew into that mix.
A lot of offense out of that lineup, and that should give you a lot of if you're a pitcher, you don't want to. It's not an easy lineup, but when you have to face those guys, it's just not as stressful.
And a bunt, a great bunt, and Moustakas had no play at all. So the Royals didn't see that coming. They had Moustakas deep on the left side. McDonald reaches, and Lavarnway goes to third.
When you're dealing with the bottom of the order, you just never know what they may do. And McDonald catches Moustakas back and just delivers an outstanding bunt. And Moose really had no play at all. See how deep he is right there, and he just, with his speed, with McDonald's speed, even if he gets that, he has no play.
So first and third, nobody out. Marco Scutaro walked to open the game, and now he's swinging and fouls it back. The late blooming Marco Scutaro, a couple of years ago at the Blue Jays, at the age of 33, at his best career season after a career as being labeled as a backup. Got a shot with the Blue Jays, happened to be right before he hit the free agent market, and got a big contract to play shortstop for Boston. This is the same guy that in 2002, when he was called up from the Mets in the minor leagues, ran into Bobby Valentine, the manager, at a restaurant. Went up to introduce himself, and Valentine asked him if he wanted an autograph. Scooter had to say, "No, I'm your shortstop. I just got called up from the minor leagues." And Scutaro is more of a baseball household name now. A walk and a bunt single for the Red Sox, and now Scutaro one hop to Getz. The Royals will turn a double play. Boston will take a 1-0 lead, but the Royals this early in the game will trade a run for 2 outs.
You're right. Scutaro hits this ball hard back through the middle, and Getz is standing right there. Nice feed to Alcides Escobar, and to complete this double play. But the run does score on the double play.
So that clears the bases for Mike Aviles. It's another ground ball to Paulino. from a seated position, throws it by Hosmer. Aviles down to second. That's the second time that Aviles has reached on a ground ball and has gone to second on an error. This error is on Paulino.
Well, Micah squibs this ball right out in front of the plate. He does a good job cutting this off, but just couldn't get his balance. And then a low throw to Hosmer. Ball comes up. He's not able to scoop it. And the ball gets by Hosmer at first base, and Micah Aviles is able to go into second base. You can see his ball continue to come up. Would have been an easy out with a good throw.
This time Aviles gets a hit and down to second on the error. And it brings up Adrian Gonzalez with a runner in scoring position. Outside, ball one. Paulino retired Gonzalez on a ground ball to Chris Getz in the first inning. One and one. Gonzalez hitting .345, the best he's ever done in the big leagues. And he's been a good hitter in the National League, is .304. He has hit as many as 40 home runs in the big leagues. He has 18 this year to go with 38 doubles. 2 balls and 1 strike. Question for him was, how would he handle going from a low pressure situation in San Diego, where he's from, to a high pressure situation in Boston after getting the big bucks? And the answer is he has done just fine. Launched to deep left center field. Melky to the track and runs it down before running into the screen. Red Sox get 1 in the third. Known by Grandma Lois, and not just by her family. Lois is Children's Mercy Hospital's lone full-time volunteer, as she makes a practice of holding and comforting babies in the neonatal intensive care 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. She's been volunteering for the past 12 years, and at the age of 73 has several more years left to rock sick and premature babies to sleep. She is in the Buck O'Neil legacy seat at tonight's game, with the Red Sox in front 1-0. Alcides Escobar, Alex Gordon, and Melky Cabrera coming up in the third. Royals have a Billy Butler single in the first and a Mike Moustakas single in the second against Tim Wakefield.
I asked Alcides before the game, had he ever faced a knuckleballer? He said he faced R.A. Dickey, and he said it wasn't easy. He said I was 1 for 3, but it was a lot of work involved.
Got a pitch up and fouled it away. 2-2. Past Wakefield and into center field. Escobar has a leadoff single. And we'll look at tonight's league leaders, brought to you by your Kansas City area Toyota dealers. And the most wins by active pitchers. Tim Wakefield, one away from 200, then Roy Halladay, and then down to Tim Hudson. So quite a gap, 199 down to 177. This is the 5th attempt for Tim Wakefield to hit 200 wins. Earlier this year, he had another milestone, 2,000 strikeouts with the Red Sox. Only Wakefield and a pitcher of a completely different style, Roger Clemens, have had 2,000 strikeouts as a member of the Boston Red Sox. Mentioned earlier that Wakefield, good guy to run on. Slow pitch that's diving down, very difficult pitch for a catcher to handle and then get into a good throwing position. Alex flied out to right field in the first inning. One and one.
I think with Tim Wakefield, you see he's good to run on right. I think what he tries to do to throw the base runners off is he'll still use a slide step, and a lot of base runners are conditioned when they see the slide step that they shut things down. But with him, you almost have to treat him like a left-handed pitcher. Just if you don't not sure about the move, just go first move and let the speed of the ball to the plate just make up the difference in that.
Wakefield had Escobar leaning towards second. And Escobar lucky to get back. Wakefield throws much harder over to first than he does to the plate.
He's got a quick move over there too. He'll come set and he'll slide that leg out, and that front leg out, and they just go right into a slide step motion, and right there we saw a pitch out. But a lot of base runners just so conditioned when they see that slide step, they just shut it down. So I would just say treat it like a left-hander. Just go first move and see what happens.
Saltalamacchia calling for a pickoff. A slow roller to Pedroia. His play is to first, so not the swing Alex was hoping for, but he gets Escobar up to second base with one out. And it brings up Melky Cabrera, 0 for 1 tonight and 0 for his last 9. He lost a 10-game hitting streak on Thursday. His ground out in the first was his 15th career at bat against Wakefield, and that's the most among all the Royals. 0-1. Same pitch, same result. No balls, 2 strikes.
You can see a little frustration on Melky Cabrera. He had 2 good pitches to hit right there and foul them both off. That's what you want those balls to be up, and not have that deep dive to it. Just stay up all the way across the zone, and he does a good job of swinging at him, but just can't put him in play.
And somehow got a piece of that pitch. Still 0-2.
And that's what they call it. This is when it breaks late, and it starts out over the plate. Melky commits. Wow.
One and two. Keeping an eye on Escobar. Royals have 3 singles against Wakefield, so they haven't been able to get that one pitch up to drive. Hosmer did line out to right in the first inning, and that pitch is down, and it's popped up. Scudero onto the grass for the out. So as Frank was talking about, if you're with us at the beginning of the show, that if Wakefield's final movement is down, he's going to be tough. And so far, that's what he's been.
Yeah, that's what you got to try to think up all the time. And when he makes that mistake up, you want to take advantage of it. I mean, balls like that, you just hope that you can just foul it off and get another pitch.
Billy Butler single to center in the first inning. He has hit in 9 in a row. Chance to drive in Escobar and tie the game, and Billy has 8 RBIs in his last 8 games. Shallow right near the line. Reddick dives. He missed it. Going to go behind him. And Billy will hold at second base with an RBI double, and he does tie the game, getting Escobar to the plate. So 9 RBIs in 9 games for Billy Butler.
Sometimes you hit it just like he threw it, and that's what you saw right there. This knuckleball went down and away. Billy stayed on it and just looped it down the right field line. Reddick comes over and makes a good effort, but you got to make sure that ball doesn't get by you in that situation, and that might be just a rookie mistake right there. But Escobar scores, and Billy goes into second base with a double.
And high and away, ball 1 to Hosmer. Hosmer lined to right his first time up. His first at bat against Wakefield. That pitch stayed up, but pulled to Pedroia, and that took a hop on him. He plays it off to the side. Royals tie the game on Butler's double. between innings, we learned that his 3 favorite musical artists are George Strait, Randy Travis, and Pink Floyd. He's too young to like Pink Floyd, isn't he?
If you listen to some of the iPods, sometimes I'll say, what are you listening to? And they'll let me listen. You'd be surprised what old music that's being played. Some of them like the old school.
Mike Moustakas comes to the plate to Jimi Hendrix, Voodoo Child. So a 1-1 tie, and Pedroia on an 0-2 pitch, reaching out over his front leg and lining it into center field. Pedroia is 1 for 2. Here are tonight's wideband internet pitch speeds brought to you by Time Warner Cable. Up to 50 megabits per second of pure online power. No comparison tonight. The only comparison would be the effectiveness. Both pitchers have given up 1 run in 3 innings. And Paulino 24 mile an hour faster with where he's topped out compared to Wakefield. Outside to Josh Reddick, who fly to right in the 2nd inning. Reddick into a diving miss on Billy Butler's bloop double in the 3rd inning that scored Alcides Escobar to tie the game. That's lined to center field. It'll drop in front of Melky. Back-to-back singles to center for the Red Sox. You can secure your priority to the 2012 All-Star Game with 2012 season tickets. It's the only way to make sure you are part of Kansas City history. And for details, go to Royals.com/2012. 2 on, 2 out. Felipe Paulino with 1 strikeout so far. Excuse me, 2 on, no out. Saltalamacchia is Paulino's only strikeout victim so far. And he takes low, ball 1. Pedroia at 2nd, Reddick at 1st. Up the right field line and foul. One and 2. Boston Red Sox are the 3rd big league team that believes that Jared Saltalamacchia can be a frontline starting catcher. Terry Francona got Saltalamacchia last year in a trade from the Rangers. The Rangers got Saltalamacchia in a trade from the Braves, where he was their 1st round pick in 2003. Two balls, 2 strikes.
I think as long as you're a left-handed hitting catcher, you got a chance to play somewhere in this game. As long as you stay healthy, call a game, and can throw guys out at second base.
Still 2 and 2. He was part of a trade that really improved the Rangers, not so much the Atlanta Braves in 07. the Rangers got from the Braves Saltalamacchia, pitcher Matt Harrison, Neftali Feliz, and Elvis Andrus in exchange for Mark Teixeira and Ron Mayhew, who pitched for the Royals. And Teixeira was only with the Braves for a short period of time. Saltalamacchia with Texas never hit better than .253. And sent to the Red Sox last year, where he spent most of the season in the minor leagues. Struck him out again. Both times with fastballs, one down in the fourth.
But Jared Saltalamacchia, he shows you he will chase the fastball up, and this is the second strikeout in a row on the fastball up. So that's where we go back to say, why go anywhere else? As long as he'll swing at that one, just go right to it and see what you got. Save yourself some pitches along the way.
Carl Crawford grounded out to Escobar in the second inning. Pedroia dancing around, and that caught Paulino's attention. If Paulino hadn't turned and looked to second base, Pedroia probably would have stole third without a throw.
Probably would have walked in there standing up. You're right.
And another base hit into center field. Pedroia will be waved home. Melky didn't quite get the bounce he was hoping for, so he plays it to Escobar. 3 singles to center for Boston in the fourth, and they have a 2-1 lead.
Well, you hope that Carl Crawford's not getting hot, but it's a changeup he left out over the plate, and he hits it back through the middle. And you see Pedroia got a great jump on that line drive and made a good turn at third, and Melky throws the ball in there. Alcides Escobar and not making an attempt at the plate. You see right here, he's got a good secondary, and it just went right away. No hesitation at all. And that's when you get a line drive hit back through the middle. That means you know exactly where the shortstop is, and there's no hesitation. We don't know where that shortstop is, then that's where you see some hesitation.
So the Red Sox answer right after the Royals tied it in the bottom of the third. 2 on, 1 out to Ryan Lavarnway, who scored the Red Sox first run. And that was after leading off the third with a walk, going to second on a wild pitch, and scoring from third when Scutaro grounded into a double play. One and one. Red Sox, when they arrived in Kansas City, they just finished a series with Tampa Bay where they scored 5 runs, 9 hits in 3 games. They beat the Royals on Thursday with 4 runs, and then last night with 7 runs. Nice play, Moustakas. The Royals won't get an out, but that saved a run, just getting his glove on it. Boston has the bases loaded with 1 down.
One thing you tell your infielder with a run on second base, try to keep the ball on the infield, and that's what Moustakas does here. Makes a nice diving play. Got 2 or 3 steps toward the line, dove, and was able to keep this ball from getting down the line. So the Royals are still a double play from getting out of this inning.
So Reddick, Crawford, and Lavarnway on the bases, and Darnell McDonald at the plate. He is grounded into 3 double plays, and Paulino got him to chase some high heat. McDonald laid down a beautiful bunt single in the 3rd inning to the third base side with Moustakas playing back, and now Moustakas is in and playing even with the bag at third. Great pitch. 0-2.
Yeah, just right on the outside corner there. That's a nice pitch from Felipe Paulino, and that's one that McDonald can't do much about, but just do what he did right there. Just take it. That's a pitcher's pitch all the way.
Right center field. Long run for Francoeur, and he does run it down. 2 runners will move up, including Reddick to the plate, giving Boston a 3-1 lead. So the inning began with a single from Pedroia on an 0-2 pitch. And now McDonald with a sac fly on an 0-2 pitch. Jeff Francis got into some trouble last night, giving up base hits with the count 0-2.
You know, to me, when you give up base hits like that 0-2, to me it just goes back to concentration. And I mean, everybody's aware of the situation. I mean, everybody knows the golden rule of 0-2 counts. You don't want to make a pitch down the middle that's hittable. You want to try to get the hitter to chase something, or you want to knock him off the plate and then come back and chase. But you got to have a plan 0-2. You just can't just get the ball and throw it and then leave it out over the plate like that.
Two balls and no strikes, and then it takes some concentration on the part of the hitter.
Well, it really does, because he doesn't know. I mean, he's at a disadvantage right there. He doesn't really know what to expect, and all he's trying to do is open his zone a little bit and hope that he can put the ball in play somewhere. But when you leave it in the middle of the plate and he gets a full swing, that means that you made a pretty big mistake.
Scudero walked in the first inning, grounded into a double play in the third. First and third, 2 down. 3 balls and no strikes.
You know, pitching coaches always tell pitchers when you're in that situation, if you don't know where to go, the best place is to go down. Try to bounce something in the dirt, or the next place is you got to go up. Go up across the zone, or you can go up inside. You do have places to go, but if you get lost, just the best thing to do is just throw a hard breaking ball down in the dirt and hope you can get a chase.
Scudero walks for a second time tonight. And that's 3 walks given up by Paulino. And now Bob McClure out as the Red Sox have the bases loaded again. As part of our Fox Sports Supports charitable initiative, we are proud to wear these pins during our 2011 MLB on Fox Sports Kansas City season to support Stand Up to Cancer and their work to fund groundbreaking research that helps accelerate treatment to patients. For more information, please visit standuptocancer.org/Fox Sports. Two runs in, bases loaded, 2 down. Mike Aviles, 1 out of 2 with an infield single, and he's moved up a base twice in this game because of throwing errors. Saved by Perez, ball 1. Aviles hit .222 for the Royals, and then after the trade to the Red Sox, Aviles is hitting .315.
Put a man on third, we're going to give Perez a save. We're going to start keeping track of man on third, how many balls he blocked in the dirt.
And Aviles listed to center field. Melky is there to end the inning. Boston gets 2 to take a 2-run lead. Tonight, as they were last night. Pepsi Max is giving fans the opportunity to build their own Field of Dreams team. You could win a chance to play ball with some of the game's greatest. Visit MLB.com/Pepsi Max for details. And remember, if you build it, they will come. Pepsi Max. Francoeur took a mammoth swing. He produced a mouse and gets an infield single. And sometimes a mouse is all you need.
You're right. This is it. I mean, he just goes down. This ball's down and away. He just hits right over the top of it, and how this ball just died in the grass. I mean, you couldn't have placed a drag bunt any better than that swing there.
Strike two. Mike Moustakas. He singled to center in his first career at bat against Wakefield in the second. Mike Moustakas is up over 200 for the first time in a long time at 202. One ball, one strike. Red Sox scored in the third. Royals tied it in the bottom of the third. Billy Butler doubled in Alcides Escobar, but Boston came back in the fourth and scored two to regain the lead. 2 balls and 1 strike. Saltalamacchia having a tough time with the knuckleball. How did Ned Yost handle the knuckleball? Let's find out from Joel.
Kind of like that, or maybe worse, based on the way Ned Yost tells us. Not an easy job back there, and Ned said he never really hit knuckleballers, but he had the opportunity to catch Charlie Huff one year, and he said he thinks he led the league in pass balls that season. He said it was not easy. He said you never quite knew exactly where the ball was going, as we see here Saltalamacchia trying his best to handle that, and Ned said that he would try to stay back and jab and throw his glove at it. He said one time, he said he was trying to jab at it. It went around his glove and hit him right in the face mask.
Bob Uecker was asked. We already talked about Charlie Lau's approach as a hitting coach. Bob Uecker, who is a catcher, his approach on dealing with the knuckleball pitcher was, when it stops rolling, pick it up. Francoeur running on the pitch. It's 3-2 on Moustakas. Frank, you and I noticed last year when Victor Martinez was catching for Wakefield, similar to Saltalamacchia, not set up when the pitch comes in square to the pitcher, but crouched at an angle as Francoeur runs, and that's fouled away. Fan almost ended up on the field. Good thing it was just his hat. Well, you can throw that in the garbage. What do you need why do you need a Cubs hat at a Royals Red Sox game?
He's mixed.
McDonald in center field retires Moustakas, one away.
Well, you see some catchers also, Ryan, they don't use the traditional catcher's mitt when they catch knuckleballers here. Saltalamacchia is actually using a first baseman's glove to catch this knuckleball. So maybe he feels like he maneuvered a lot better, got a deeper web for it to go into, and he can definitely fight it off better because it's a lighter glove. But I think it's more about the being able to manipulate the glove, get the ball into a deeper part of the web, and hold up to the ball a little bit easier.
I asked Victor Martinez about that setup, and his answer was, that's how they told me to catch a knuckleball pitcher. And we've only seen him do it with the Red Sox, so apparently somewhere down the line with all the experience catching Wakefield in Boston, that somebody told Victor Martinez, and apparently has told Saltalamacchia, that that's the best setup to receive a knuckleball.
So you can basically see it a little bit longer. You're probably going to be backhanding most of those balls anyway from a right-hander. But when I initially saw it, I thought it was more for protection than anything else because they couldn't figure out which way it's going to move. But I can see by sitting sideways, most balls are going to be to the backhand side. You can see it a little bit longer.
Francoeur goes, and what a play by Pedroia. Francoeur is going to argue the call by Mike DeMuro. But Pedroia with a backhand swipe on a wide throw and got the tag down.
I mean, it's a pitch up in Saltamakia's eyes, and he just gets a great throw off down to second base, and you're right. It was a backhand short hop on the shortstop side of second base, and he does a good job of getting back in there and making a tag.
Salvador Perez struck out in the second inning. And he strikes out again, and that's the inning. 3-1 Boston at the end of 4. We're going to talk Royals Alumni Fantasy Camp, and joining us in the booth is former Royals great and fan favorite Joe Randa. Good to see you, bud.
Hey, well, thanks for throwing the great in there. I appreciate that.
Oh, come on, you know that.
I mean, it comes with the territory.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just honored to be standing next to Frank.
Oh, wow.
And you too, Rhino.
You guys have a nice chat. I'll just be over here by the curtain.
I was going to wear my Wisconsin hat in here today, but I was going to take it easy.
You can go do that with Joel.
Yeah.
No, I mean, you know that. I mean, every opening day when they run out all the Royals alumni, there's an extra special ovation for you.
Uh-oh.
Adrian Gonzalez going the other way. Didn't quite get it. And Alex Gordon brings it down. Before we get to fantasy camp, Joe, we had Frank talk about what he did against knuckleball pitchers in his career, and has a career average over 300 against knuckleballers. And come to find out, you were over 300 against Tim Wakefield. What did you do?
Try not to swing too hard. You know, I think early on, my first couple of times I faced him, you see it, you want to overswing, and you just want to crush it instead of. And the more at bats I had against it, the more I thought, you know, I'm just going to take a nice, good swing, try to use the middle of the field, and let the ball get deep. And if it was above my waist, I would let it go. And if it was below my waist, I wouldn't swing at it. So, I mean, I try to use that philosophy, and it seemed to work.
If it was up, I swung at it.
Yeah, you're right. But the thing about Wakefield is different than Springer and some of the other guys I've faced is he can make it go both directions.
Yes.
And that's what's made him really tough to hit.
Well, do you think you'll see a knuckleball in fantasy camp?
Yeah, I think I have.
You get money to throw him.
Yeah, and fantasy camp, you never know what you're going to see, for sure.
2-2 on Dustin Pedroia.
Well, I'm just so happy that younger guys are starting to go to fantasy camp, and I can sit back on the bench and watch the guys go out and play. I can play here, play there, but let the young guys go out there and play a little bit more.
One of the best things is to see you play second base at fantasy camp. To see you turn a double play is pretty special.
Oh man,
you can still turn it.
I don't have any.
Look at that. See.
Look at my troops.
So look at how they're listening.
Just hanging on every word.
Yeah.
Well, that's Willie's department there.
There's Joe. Now, how about Joe? See? How about Joe at third base in fantasy camp, Frank? Well, as is normally the case, we have a guest in the booth, and we have about 4 pitches in the inning. Can you hang around, Joe?
Sure.
3-1 Red Sox to the bottom of the 5th inning. The moment. Let's look at tonight's AT&T trivia question. Who was the Royals starting pitcher when they faced Tim Wakefield on the 4th of July 1995? Royals starting pitcher when Wakefield first pitch against the Royals in 1995, 16 years ago. Not a bad career for a guy who was released and signed a minor league contract. We're visiting with Joe Randa, by the way, who did very well against Tim Wakefield in his career. He's here to talk about Royals Alumni Fantasy Camp, which is coming up early in 2012 at the Royals' beautiful spring training facility. So what are some of your fantasy camp stories, since you're a younger retiree?
Well, I would say probably facing the camper who was in the wheelchair. Brad.
Yeah.
And he was pitching.
Brad Waller.
And he was pitching, and nobody wanted to take a hack off him. Because they were like, well, what if I hit a line drive up the middle? I said, You know what? My mom had a center in Wisconsin for paraplegic, quadriplegics, and they all, she always used to tell me they just want to be treated like everybody else. So I got up there and I said, I'm digging in. And I got in there, and I hit a rocket to left center, hit a triple, and everyone, Big John, everyone's ragging me, dude, come on. I'm like, and he came up to me, and he was really, he appreciated that I went in there and get a good rip off him. And
right.
And so that's one of my highlights. I wouldn't say it's a highlight, but it was a good moment for myself and for him. And there was some history there for me with my mom, and knowing that he would appreciate that. Just the stories and hearing the guys. You see them here at the games, and they've been going for 3-4 years, and they're friends, and they email each other, and they meet for dinner, and they meet in Chicago. And there's a lot of good friendship stories that happen through fantasy camp.
And that's the part that comes up so often, is that fantasy camp is designed for the fans to create memories, but the more we talk to you guys about fantasy camp, I mean, it means as much to you guys as it does the fellas and the ladies who show up that never played in the big leagues.
Well, that's because we get on each other all the time. You know, when they get the teams all divided up and we go out there and we start playing the games, they get a little competitive sometimes. You know, you really want to win, and the guys want to win, and I think that you just watch how they kind of come together as a team. But yeah, I think, you know, going back to Brad, you know, when he goes up there in his wheelchair and he takes his swings and he hits the ball, and it's just so much fun to see all that come together. And he brings his, you know, his whole family comes out, and it's such a great time.
It begins on January 30th and runs through February 3rd in 2012, and you get to be in the big league locker room, right?
Mm-hmm. I think Mike Sweeney. I heard Mike Sweeney.
That's right, another youngin.
Yeah, I heard maybe Jermaine Dye possibly.
Really?
It's like Frank said, you got to get some younger guys in out there.
Right. It's getting better all the time.
So, Joe, what's keeping you busy these days?
Really, my kids' activities, and you know, it's neat for me to come out here. I've get a chance. I've worked with Moustakis and Giavitella and Hosmer and some of these guys. I've gone and spent some time over the last couple of years in the minor leagues. I'll go and do some visits to some of the clubs and help out any way I can. And you know, it's just really cool to be able to come to a game and know that you've seen these guys in Burlington and when they were in Burlington and down in Arkansas. And I went up to Omaha before Moose got called up. And you know, I try to stay in touch as much as I can here, and I'd like to be more involved with the Royals as my kids get a little older and give me more time and flexibility. But you know, I'm really enjoying this phase of my life, and still following the Royals is pretty cool.
Well, you don't realize how much you miss somebody at the ballpark until you see him at the ballpark again. We saw you a few nights ago. You were sitting down close to behind home plate, and you looked like you were nice and relaxed, sitting back in the seats, watching the ball game.
Yeah, I'm one of a season ticket holder now. I bought into a group of season tickets for the first time, and my kids enjoy it, and I've enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll do it next year.
Well, it's nice to be able to sit in a seat and watch a game. Ryan and I was talking about that. I have never sit in a seat here and watched a ball game. And Ryan said in his time here, he's never done it either. But he's always working, though. But.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you get to sit next to that guy.
Oof. That can't be comfortable.
Yeah. Right center field. And two Red Sox diving, and it's down. Reddick got a glove on it. And Alex Gordon has a 2-out double. He's 1 for 3.
What a great year Alex has had. All the way around.
Well, in this here, you look at this knuckleball here, Ryan. It's not about how hard it's hit. It's just where it's placed. You know, the ball's hit up around the trademark, but it just lands in a good spot in right center field. And he was able to get himself a double. And knuckleballs, it's hard to square him up.
And like we talked about, where was that? A little above the belt.
I like it. Yeah. You know, if you can catch it up, you got a better chance of putting the ball in play.
Now, Joe, the last time we had someone up here talking about fantasy camp, it was George, and he nailed the trivia question. You want to take a shot at it? Who was the Royals starting pitcher in '95 when they first faced Tim Wakefield?
Could be Apier, could be Gubazov, but I think it might be Gubazov.
Okay. Mark Gubazov. Wow.
There you go.
You know how I know that? I got sent to the minor leagues the day before.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. I remember being on the airplane and flying and seeing all the fireworks underneath. I was going to Omaha.
Really?
Yeah. Thanks for that trivia, by the way. Good memories.
George was so excited when he got it right.
Oh, he was.
He's been watching all year, and he's been 0 for all year. Cabrera grounds out. Joe, great seeing you.
Hey, Ryan, always a pleasure.
We see you at the ballpark more.
Thanks.
See you later,
Frank.
Thank you.
All right, Kevin.
And tonight's broadcast is on AFN, the American Forces Network, broadcasting to the U.S. Armed Forces, serving in 175 countries and aboard ships at sea. And we at Fox Sports Kansas City say welcome. Still 3-1 Boston, 6th inning. Felipe Paulino will get Jared Saltalamacchia, whom he's struck out twice, Carl Crawford and Ryan Lavarnway. One ball, one strike. Boston scored in the third. Lavarnway coming home on a ground ball double play. Royals tied it in the bottom of the third on Billy Butler's RBI double. And then Boston getting 2 in the fourth. Crawford and McDonald with RBIs. So here we are, Felipe Paulino working with little or no run support.
No run support, and this pitch count is really getting up there. This pitch here is the 90th pitch of the game. But
where was that? But that pitch was a strike. 3-2.
Well, we talked about that same quadrant of Fox tracks that a lot of pitches have missed right around the knees, and it seemed to be the toughest pitch for all the home plate umpires to call on a consistent basis.
If you add in tonight, Felipe Paulino has 11 runs of support in his last 7 starts. Sliced up the left field line and fair. Alex is on it quickly and makes a good throw to second base. That play should not have been that close. That's only because of the athleticism of Alex Gordon, who had all of his momentum going away from his target.
Yeah, we've seen him go to the line a number of times this season and make that same type play, and he's disappointed that he didn't make that play. You can see where he gets around this ball, he comes through it, and he just gets his feet together. This is a strong throw on the run right here, just a one-hop throw to Chris Getz at second base. I mean, the only thing that he'd probably be disappointed about if he throws it more to the infield side, he'd maybe have a shot at getting him out, but Chris Getz had to reach a little bit. But when you're making a throw on a run like that, with that kind of strength on the throw, that's pretty impressive.
Runner at second, nobody out. Carl Crawford singled and drove in a run in the 4th inning, and it's Blake Wood loosening up in the 6th, and now Crawford drives it to left. Alex is back. Saltalamacchia is not tagging, or didn't get back to the bag in time. So Crawford does not move him along. 1 away. Tonight's copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Corporation. Ryan Lefebvre with Frank White and Joel Goldberg, with producer Kevin Shank, director Steve Kurtenbach. Our associate producers Al Broughton, Sam Abramson, and the producer of Royals Live is T.J. McGinnis. Now Lavarnway into center field. Saltalamacchia being waved home. Melky's throw is a little late. Perez tried to use his left foot to block home plate, but Saltalamacchia was able to get through. And Ryan Lavarnway has his first major league RBI.
When he first hits this ball, you think there's no chance at all, but Perez tries to get that knee down, but didn't quite get it down. That lead foot went around him and got a part of the backside of the plate. Take another look at it here. See how he takes it back to try to block him off, and you take a look at that again, and it looked like he ended up on the back of Salvador Perez's foot never did get the plate. He's got a good look at it too. And then, like catchers do, they slide that foot back and try to block you off. But when he does a pop-up, he never does get home plate.
Oh, Andy Fletcher was right on top of it.
Wow.
Get a look at Kevin Shankmo. And there's the tag.
Yeah, great job by Salvador Perez getting that leg back there, keeping him off. And
1-2 on Darnell McDonald. He has driven in a run. Okay, the Boston Red Sox have not been afraid of the Royals' arms in this series at all. They've been running on the outfield since the first game of the series, since early in the first game of the series, and they've been running on Salvador Perez. They don't have a stolen base yet tonight, but they had 4 on Thursday. Another chance for a double play. Escobar's throw is laid. McDonald can run. And after the close play at the plate that went the Red Sox way, now the crowd is all over first base umpire Jim Reynolds.
Well, Paulino gives Escobar a pretty tough throw, but he was able to get it and get it over the hospital. But McDonald does run very well. You can see right here. That's a pretty close play. Alcides got rid of the ball quickly. But anytime you step in the center of that bag, you make that play look a lot tougher than it really is. If you get the front of that bag, it's an easier play for the umpire to call.
Now McDonald runs and Scudero pulls it foul.
I take another look at first base. See the ball going into Hosmer's glove and seeing where McDonald's foot is. So Ty go to the runner. The old when we were little kids. Well, that's one reason I always try to teach the base runners to hit the front of the base. It just makes it look that much easier for the umpire to make that call.
Popped up. Gets backing up to the grass. That's the inning. The Red Sox add another run and now lead by 3.
As we go to our Sonic Slam inning, our contestant is Lorraine Guerin from Brookfield, Missouri. If the Royals hit a home run this inning, Lorraine will win $800. But if the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Lorraine will win $25 grand from Sonic and the Kansas City Royals.
Billy Butler has 2 hits, and he's driven in the Royals' run against Tim Wakefield, and he has a home run in his career against Wakefield. In our Sprint You Call It question for tonight, we presented you the entire Royals lineup and asked who will have the best night against Tim Wakefield's knuckleball. 32% going with Alex Gordon, which I believe was your selection, Frank. Joel went with Melky Cabrera. I went with Billy Butler. Kevin Shank, our producer, went with Chris Getz. And Kevin says there's his vote. I guess in the Sprint You Call It, you can vote for yourself.
I think so.
Billy swings and misses. It goes all the way to the backstop. Saltalamacchia still able to throw him out from the parking lot.
Billy's not going to be too happy about the end results of this. Is a swing and miss, and the ball goes off Saltalamacchia's glove all the way back to the backstop, and he's still able to get Billy at first base with a throw to the outfield side of first base. And Ryan said the backstop is not as deep here as it in most ballparks, but you always expect to make it to first base on a swing, especially when the ball hits off the catcher's glove and rolls to the backstop.
Looking at Eric Hosmer this time around, this doesn't appear to be his normal stance. Looks like he's taking more of a kind of a slow pitch softball approach here. Body a little more relaxed in the stance, kind of a stride back first and then striding forward.
Well, he has slowed it down a little bit, but then when he commits to the swing, it's a very aggressive swing, and a lot of times that little effort you take to make that swing, the ball has already moved.
Two, no walks for Wakefield. He's given up 1 run, 6 hits. Royals last night against the Red Sox had 1 run on 4 hits. And there's a good swing, and it skips past Scudero and into center field. Hosmer is 1 for 3.
Eric did a good job staying with this knuckleball. This one went down pretty hard. It's a shot back through the middle. Scudero couldn't quite get Corral. This one had a lot of heat on it going up the middle. Jumped over his glove. Got in a base hit to center field. But hit that ball very well.
And now Jeff Francoeur. And drilled left center field and deep, and it stays in. 1 bounce off the screen. Hosmer is coming around third base, and he will score on Francoeur's double.
Pitch that Jeff Francoeur's been looking for. That's that one that hangs up out of the plate inside, and that's right into his swing. This one just stays right up, and it's right inside, and he does a good job of driving it to left center field. And Eric Hosmer, he scores all the way from first base on this double.
Well, Royals fans, join the fiesta on Saturday, September 3rd, when the Royals play Cleveland at 6:10 for Viva Los Royals. The first 20,000 fans receive a Joaquim Soria bobblehead presented by Mission Foods. Before the game begins, explore the outfield experience with pregame festivities, a salsa tasting competition with some of KC's best local Mexican restaurants, live music from MRM. Again, that's Saturday, September 3rd. Mike Moustakas cranks it to deep right, and that's over Reddick's head and up against the fence. And the Royals have made it a one-run game.
We talked about it in the pregame that when Wakefield gets in trouble is when he starts to leave his knuckleball up. When it doesn't go down, then it stays up there. Hitters see it up there. They're able to hit it, and Moustakas waited for it. Got a good turn on it, and a line drive over Reddick's head in right field. Francoeur scores. This is a pretty good pitch to Hosmer. He actually gets a good pitch in this sequence, and he gets a base hit back to center field. And then Jeff's got a knuckleball up. It stayed inside, and he's able to turn on it. And the same with Moose.
Terry Francona removes Tim Wakefield, who still is in position to win the game. Chevy call to the bullpen for the Red Sox. Royals with 2 in the 6th to make it 4-3. Bottom of the 6th inning, and got the first out on a strikeout, but the Royals with 3 straight hits, 2 runs scored, making it a 1-run game. And Matt Albers comes on with Moustakas at second base and 1 out. First time Albers has pitched in this series. He's had a nice year for the Red Sox. .222 opponent's batting average, only 3 home runs allowed in 50 2/3 innings, and 52 strikeouts in 50 2/3. 2-hit game for Mike Moustakas. He's had a good series. 4 out of 9, just drove in his 12th run of the year. And it'll be Salvador Perez, who's thankful to see Wakefield in the dugout. Perez struck out twice against Tim Wakefield. Albers throws a strike, 0-1.
Brian, this being our Sonic Slam inning. You look at Lorraine Guerin, she's probably sitting in Brookfield, Missouri, pretty excited as Jeff Francoeur and Mike Moustakas almost made her a winner. So she's hoping that it will still come true in this inning for her.
Blocked by Saltalamacchia, and that's a good play, keeping Moustakas at second with 1 out.
leave the trap door open and you think the ball goes through. If it gets in the web of that glove, he just didn't feel it.
And he just put a regular catcher's glove on. As Albers came in, he exchanged the glove as the Red Sox exchanged pitchers. Using a first baseman's glove with Tim Wakefield throwing the knuckleball. Good spot right here for Perez to bust out of an 0 for 10. Two and two.
After coming off the knuckleball, I mean, this got to look weird to Perez. I mean, he has never came from a knuckleball to 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Big difference.
Good two-strike hitter. Still alive at 2 and 2. Full count. Chris Getz is on deck. Albers from Houston and drafted by the Astros. Drafted by his hometown team, went to the same junior college as Roger Clemens and Andy Pettitte, but then was traded to the Orioles for Miguel Tejada, and now at the Boston Red Sox. Trying to help Tim Wakefield as he walks Salvador Perez. 2 on with 1 out. Tim Wakefield still has a chance to win his 200th game if Albers can get out of this inning, preventing another run, and provided the Red Sox hang on to the lead. The Royals have other plans. 2 on for Chris Getz. Grounded through the right side. Moustakas will be waved home, and Reddick's throw is not in time. He got under the tag.
Just turns in his fastball and hits it in the right field, and Reddick comes up in good position to make a good throw. The ball moves up the line. Moustakas realizes Saltamaki moving up the line and slides around him head first, and he's safe at the plate.
And that makes Getz 3 out of 4 against Matt Albers, and it means that Tim Wakefield will not win his 200th game tonight. Royals with 3 in the 6th. And ball 1 to Alcides Escobar. 5 straight reach after 1 out in this inning. Escobar singled leading off the 3rd, scored on Butler's double, and he is grounded out to 3rd. That's hit well to right field. Reddick backing up. Perez stumbling as he was bluffing a tag. 2 away. And now Saltalamacchia and Albers will talk over Alex Gordon. 1 for 3 with a 5th inning double. Outside, ball 1. In prior meetings with Alberts, Alex 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Almost got him on the thigh. 2-0. With 1 out, Hosmer singled. Francoeur doubled him home. Moustakas doubled in Francoeur. Then the pitching change. Perez walked. Getz driving in the tying run, and then Escobar just lined out to right. Inside 3-0. And our Sprint You Call It question tonight: who is going to have the best night against a knuckleball? 37% going with Alex Gordon, who has 2 total bases. Melky Cabrera 0 for 3. Billy Butler with 3 total bases and an RBI. Jeff Francoeur with 3 total bases, an RBI, and a run scored. Same for Mike Moustakas. So I guess at the moment it would be a tie between Francoeur and Moustakas. The frustrated Tim Wakefield in the dugout. He started this inning with a strikeout and a 4-1 lead. Alex drills it into left center field. Deep. And it's off the screen. The Royals will get 2 in a 5-run 6th inning.
One fastball outside corner. Alex gets behind it. We say he's been really hitting the ball where it's pitched this year. Drives this ball into left center field. He gets all of this one. McDonald, Crawford can't catch up with it. And you see Perez scores and Chris Getz scores all the way from first base on that double by Alex Gordon. And Felipe Paulino finally has run support.
So 2 doubles, 2 RBIs for Alex. That was his 39th double of the year. And now Melky, who's the 9th man to bat in the inning. And that's stroked into right center field. Here comes Alex around third. The throw is in front of the plate. It's a 6-run 6th inning. Cabrera adds another list to his career highs this year. That was his 74th RBI of the year.
Boy, what a line drive he hit. I mean, this line drive, this ball just down, stayed right through it, line drive over second base. And you see Reddick comes over, so he airmails this ball to the plate, and that he misses on Gonzalez. He misses the play at the plate, and get Alex with a great jump off second base here. He's going to score on this ball, and by him missing the cutoff man, and Cabrera's able to go into second base.
Red Sox are going to walk Billy Butler, who opened this inning with a strikeout. The Red Sox have Franklin Morales, a lefty, warming in the bullpen. So while this move doesn't seem to make sense, a righty-righty, and you walk Butler, but it'll probably be followed by a pitching change, setting up a lefty-lefty with Morales and Hosmer. There's ball 4. Here's Terry Francona. So Matt Albers comes on, and he gives up 3 runs, 3 hits. He leaves 2. And a Chevy call to the bullpen sets up Morales and Eric Hosmer. Red Sox dugout. He only got 1 out against the 7 batters that he faced. 3-run score. He's still responsible for 2 runners on base. Royals lead by 3, and now it's Franklin Morales on in this series for the first time, and he'll be pitching to Eric Hosmer. Red Sox getting Franklin Morales this year from the Colorado Rockies. That's the system he came up through. Signed as a 16-year-old in 2002 out of Venezuela. Hosmer has chipped in this inning after Billy Butler started the inning with a strikeout. Hosmer singled, Francoeur doubled, Moustakas doubled, Perez walked, Getz singled with 2 outs, Gordon doubled, Cabrera singled, and then the intentional walk to Butler. So Hosmer 1 for 3 tonight, and in Boston last month he faced Morales 3 times and was 1 for 3. Wow. That's about the most terrifying swing and miss you'll see.
I think Eric Hosmer goes by the feeling that no fastball in the zone should pass without me making a pass.
A violent pass. 1 ball, 1 strike. Morales has always been a hard thrower as a lefty. At one point in his career in Colorado, he was regarded as their #1 pitching prospect. Control has been an issue for him, and he's fallen behind Hosmer 2-1. He's had some shoulder problems in his career, on the disabled list last year and the year before that, and earlier this year with the Red Sox he was on the disabled list because of an injury to his left forearm. Drilled to right center, to the gap and down. Another run scores. Here comes Billy around third base. Hosmer to third, and the Royals get 2 more.
Ahead of pitchers, they got to bring it in there. He's just sitting there waiting on that fastball. Morales got it down, and Hosmer drove it into the right center field gap. I mean, he's just going all the way. He's running hard. As soon as he sees this ball down, he just hustles and keeps going. He gets to second base, never even hesitates, and all the way into third base head first.
Curveball in for a strike. So Matt Albers goes 1/3 of an inning and gives up 5 runs, 3 hits. Fouled away by Francoeur, who has an RBI double and a run scored in this inning. He has 2 hits in the game. An 8-run bottom of the 6th inning for the Royals. That was a swing, and the inning is over. So the Royals started the inning down by 3, and now they take the field ahead by 5. 8 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Slugger's Blue Crew package is now half price, and for just $10, your package includes a powder blue batting practice jersey, a Royals cap, 2 Royals game ticket vouchers, and much more, presented by U.S. Toy. Visit Royals.com/Blue Crew to order your child's Blue Crew package today. So Felipe Paulino gets some run support. He gets 9 runs of support in his 6 innings. Before tonight, he had 10 runs of support in his previous 6 games. 10 runs in 6 games. He gets 9 tonight. So Blake Wood takes over in the 7th. And we'll get Mike Aviles, Adrian Gonzalez, and Dustin Pedroia. Mike Aviles 1 for 3 with a 3rd inning single, an infield single. Royals have committed 2 errors tonight, and both times with Aviles running the bases and Aviles being awarded an extra base. Red Sox had just scored in the top of the 6th to give Tim Wakefield a 4-1 lead. And Wakefield in his first 5 innings had given up 1 run and 6 hits. But Wakefield charged with 3 of the runs and the 8-run 6th, and Matt Albers charged with 5, recording just 1 out. Got the call, and it's 1-2. Aviles shaking his head at home plate umpire Andy Fletcher. Got him with a slider away. 1 out in the 7th.
Just take a look at this pitch here. I mean, this is a great pitch by Blake Wood. Nice slider down and away, and got Aviles to chase.
And now Blake Wood gets Adrian Gonzalez 0 for 3. However, he has flied to the warning track twice, and the sinker is below the knees for ball 1. Blake Wood pitched in the game on Thursday and got Adrian Gonzalez to ground out to first. Three and 0. In Minnesota, the Twins lead the Yankees 9-1. So that's more bad news for Boston. Already a half game back of the Yankees in the East. Or good news for Boston, I should say. They lost a good sized lead in the bottom of the 6th, but Minnesota's all over New York at Target Field. Grounded to first. Gonzalez has done that 5 times in this series. 2 down.
I mean, it's really rare to watch a first baseman like Eric Hosmer when he plays. And regardless of how deep the ball is, he always seems to be able to get to first base and make that play himself. The only one that usually gives him trouble is the one that's deep on the line that he's got a backhand. But for the most part, he's always coming forward with the ground ball and he's always into his run right away as he feels the ground ball, and it makes it easy for him to cover those balls himself.
Escobar spins, throws, didn't have the grip. And Pedroia will have an infield single, his second hit tonight.
And we've seen Alcides make this play a number of times this year, and it's in there, but when you got to make that transition, didn't get it from the glove to the hand. He's in the glove in good shape. When he reaches in, he never did get the grip on the ball at all. Good range to get to the ball. That's one of those things where you can also kind of hurt your shoulder when you don't have the ball, but you go through with that same throwing motion and kind of stretch some things in your shoulder.
Strike to Josh Reddick. Reddick 1 out of 3. Single to center field in the fourth inning and scored. Oh, 0-2. Talked about this in Boston when Josh Reddick was a minor leaguer. He took a lot of swings like that. He was very much a free swinger. And the hitting coach that got to him and got him to shorten his swing and try and use the whole field was former Royals second baseman Carlos Fablis, who is now a minor league manager in the Red Sox system. Shallow center. Melky is there. Blake Wood pitches a scoreless 7th. Stretch time at Kauffman Stadium with the Royals way out in front. Painted red in Kansas City. A beautiful sunset. But it was Boston who was seeing red in the Royals' 8-run bottom of the 6th inning. We'll call that our Miller Lite taste greatness moment.
That's a great moment for the Royals in this series here against Tim Wakefield. It starts with Eric Hosmer and with a base hit to center. Then Moustakas double. Then Alex Gordon. One of those innings, Ryan, that started with Hosmer and ended with Hosmer. Just started with a single, ended with a double, and before you know it, the Royals got 8 runs on the board, and it's a whole new ball game.
So the Royals with 6 outs to go on defense. Franklin Morales stays in to pitch to Mike Moustakas, followed by Salvador Perez and Chris Getz. The Red Sox decided to intentionally walk Billy Butler and set up Morales and Hosmer, and that backfired as Hosmer hit the 2-run triple. And into the seats, and a great catch. And a good thing he caught it, because that thing went whistling into the stands. Left his feet and his shirt
And everybody behind him is ducking. You're right, Ryan. They're glad he caught that one.
The young ladies sitting with them are absolutely stunned that he made that catch. Two-hit game for Mike Moustakas. He had an RBI double and a run scored. He is 4 for 9 in the series with a couple of doubles and an RBI. Still 2-2. Moustakas 1 out of 2 against Franklin Morales when the teams hooked up in Boston. Moustakas hit a double to left center field going the other way last night, one of his best swings in weeks. And now tonight he is single to center and double to right, so using the whole field, and that's what Kevin Seitzer's been focusing on with him, using the center of the field. And fights off a tough pitch. Still 2-2.
I think a lot of times when hitting coaches go to guys and say, well, I want you to hit the ball back to the middle, I want you to hit the ball to right center, left center, then the one thing that first thing that comes to mind is they want to take away from their swing and they want to guide the ball in those areas. But basically that's a mindset that Kevin wants them to have. But he doesn't want them to take away from their bat speed. He wants them to drive the ball, take their normal swing, but have that mindset to drive the ball that keeps their shoulder closed longer. And if they do happen to pull a ball, they got a better chance of keeping it fair.
Broken bat and caught by Pedroia. 1 down. You could be part of Kansas City's 2012 All-Star team. Register now to be considered for the many 2012 All-Star Summer and All-Star Fan Fest volunteer opportunities. Apply to be a Kansas City All-Star now at allstargame.com. Perez lifts it to right field. And Perez is 0 for 3. He chipped in that 8-run 6th inning with a walk and a run scored. 2 down in the 7th inning. And now he will face Chris Getz, and Getz tied the game with a single to right in that 8-run 6. 1 for 3 tonight. Hasn't gotten many starts lately with Johnny Giavotella, so Getz has made the most of his opportunity tonight. Pedroia backs up to get a big hop, and the Royals are down in the 7th inning with a 5-run lead. A 5-run lead, trying to take game 3 from the Boston Red Sox. Royals out in front 9-4 after getting 8 in the bottom of the 6th inning. And let's go around the American League, brought to you by Panera Bread. Detroit way out in front of Cleveland, so they're going to have a 3.5 game lead over the Indians in the Central. Chicago trying to keep pace. They've fallen to 5 back ahead of Texas. Minnesota, as we mentioned earlier, they are out in front of New York. So that's good news for the Red Sox, as they lost a 4-1 lead earlier tonight. Tampa Bay as well trying to hang in. They are 8.5 off the wild card, 9 back in the East. The Angels trail the Rangers by 6 in the West. Toronto and Oakland are in the 2nd inning. Tim Collins for the 8th inning with Saltalamacchia, Carl Crawford, and Ryan Lavarnway coming up. Blake Wood turning in a scoreless 7th inning after Felipe Paulino gave up 4 runs in 6 innings. And the Royals, and not just the Royals, but the Astros when he was there, have struggled to give Felipe Paulino run support. But not tonight, with 9 runs while he was in there. And Paulino in line to win for the first time since July 5th. Saltalamacchia doubled. He scored on Ryan Lavarnway's single, and that put Boston in front 4-1 in the top of the 6th. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Good start for Collins. The Massachusetts native and Red Sox fan when he was a kid. Still 21 years old. When he was a younger kid. Crawford fouls it away, 0-1. Biggest crowd of the homestand here tonight on a great Saturday night. Did you have any idea we'd have a night like this between the hours of 7 a.m. and 2 p.m. today?
I thought it'd be one of those rainy, miserable all-day days. Just drizzly all night.
28,588 for the Royals and the Red Sox, and the hometown crowd has watched an 8-run 6th inning, turning the game around. The Red Sox have won the first 2 of this series, and the Royals dropped 2 out of 3 to the Yankees. So things were not looking good after 5.5 innings. So the Royals hung an 8 on the scoreboard in the bottom of the 6th. Royals have lost 10 of their last 12. Final game of the homestand is tomorrow with Danny Duffy against John Lester. And Crawford picks up his 2nd hit of the night.
Collins really throwing the ball. He's got good zip on his fastball in, and this pitch is up, but it wasn't hit that hard, but it's well placed by Carl Crawford. And the Red Sox definitely hoping he's ready to get hot. Hasn't been right there all year, but they definitely need a hot Carl Crawford going into the finish stretch.
Ed Yost is going to point to the bullpen. So Collins gets 2, and here's Greg Holland with Ryan Lavarnway coming up. One out in the 8th inning. His 33rd appearance. He last pitched on Wednesday and pitched a 1-2-3-8 to preserve the lead. Holland has stranded 22 out of 23 runners. That is only 4.3% of inherited runners coming around to score. That's the best in the major leagues among pitchers with 20 or more inherited runners. He has had a great year.
He definitely has, and over 23 in the 3rd innings here at the K, he's only allowed 1 earned run, so that gives you a pretty good idea how well he's been pitching.
Pitching to rookie Ryan Lavarnway. Made his big league debut on Thursday, got his first big league hit last night, and now he has 2 hits, an RBI, and a run scored tonight. To center field, Melky a few steps toward right center and makes the catch, 2 down. Not a bad season for a guy who started the year in AAA and actually didn't get to the Royals until the middle of May when Jeremy Jeffress was sent down to AAA, and the day he was called up got his first major league win against the Texas Rangers. And then on August 3rd, got his first major league save. Now he gets Darnell McDonald with a runner at first, 2 outs. 0-1.
Well, Holland's got just a good assortment of pitches, and his fastball is 96, 97, his splitter, slider, and and he's got a split finger, which is a really good pitch for him, and he can throw them all for strikes. And just having that assortment, he comes right after hitters and have the ability to change speeds on his curveball, so that makes it even more effective. But I think the 2 dynamite pitches are his fastball and his split finger.
Fastball lifted to right. Red Sox are scoreless in the 8th.
Red Sox at Kauffman Stadium. After the game on Boulevard Royals Live, we will have a full recap of the Royals' big 6th inning as the young Royals able to get to Tim Wakefield and put up an 8th spot in that inning. We'll recap that, plus Felipe Paulino's night as he looks up at the board and sees a rare number, a crooked number. He gets the run support tonight highlights, reaction. Ned Yost, and we'll take your text questions at 432-432 keyword live. That was Jeff Montgomery after the game. Guys?
All right, thank you, Joel. And it's Dan Wheeler for the bottom of the 8th inning, another Red Sox reliever that's had a good year. We said that about Mount Albers and the Royals 8-run 6, and Albers has had a good year, just didn't have a very good inning. Dan Wheeler with only 8 walks in 40 innings. 32-8 strikeout to walk ratio, the veteran Dan Wheeler. And the pitch is fouled away by Alcides Escobar, another Red Sox pitcher who has spent some time on the disabled list. And I really shouldn't narrow it to pitchers, just Red Sox player that has been on the DL. And when Kevin Youkilis went on the shelf on Thursday, that was the 17th time the Red Sox have used the disabled list this year. No balls and 2 strikes. Dan Wheeler down with a left calf injury on May 5th. 17 times on the DL sounds like a lot, but last year the Red Sox used the disabled list 19 times, and that was one of the main reasons why they finished in 3rd place.
Yeah, one of the biggest strengths you can have on your ball club is health, and you can have the best ball players, but if they're not on the field, you can't win ball games. And I know it's frustrating that Terry Francona, he can't put the lineup out there that he wants to put out there to compete, especially this time of year when you're coming down to that last month of the season and you're battling for a pennant. You want to be at as much as full strength as you can.
Dan Wheeler has experience as a fill-in closer. Had 13 saves for Tampa Bay in 08. And that was the year that Tampa Bay went all the way to the World Series. Grounded to Scudero, who has plenty of time to throw out Escobar. Escobar is 1 for 4. Alex Gordon comes to the plate. Another good night for him at the plate, including our Chevy play of the game.
Hey, this just took a 3-1 fastball and drove this into left center field, showing just how much strength he has that way, and he's able to play Perez and get 2 RBI double and get things off and rolling for the Royals.
And a 2-double game for Alex. He has 39. Ben Zobrist of Tampa Bay, the only American leaguer with more, and he has 40. And another base hit. And a milestone hit for Alex Gordon. That's base hit number 500 in his career.
Well, he's just really in a good place right now. Fastball, he's doing what he needs to do with that. All-speed pitches, he's staying back, letting the ball travel, and trusting his hands to get the job done for himself. Congratulations on number 500. That's always a big number to a hitter.
Strike to Melky Cabrera. This is the biggest night on offense for the Royals in over 2 weeks. On August 4th against the Orioles, they won 9-4. That's the score here, and the Royals had 9 runs, 17 hits. Tonight, 9 runs, 14 hits, including 8 runs in the 6th inning. Melky was involved, as was just about everybody in the 8-run inning. The only Royal that didn't contribute in some fashion was Alcides Escobar, and he lined to right, so he had a good swing, just didn't get a hit. Melky singled with an RBI and scored, putting an end to an 0 for 11. 2-1. Scudero will make the play. 2 outs. Last game of this series and of the homestand is tomorrow at 1:10. It's a family fun day Sunday at Kauffman Stadium. Ivy Royals Live begins at 12:30, and then Danny Duffy and John Lester. 1:10 first pitch. Royals have Monday off, and then we'll be in Toronto on Tuesday. Outside to Billy Butler, who has been on base 3 times. A single, a double, an intentional walk, an RBI, and a run scored. Billy has 9 RBIs this year against the Red Sox. (2-0). Before the Royals scored the 8 runs in the 6th inning, they had scored 2 runs in their previous 22 innings. In game 1 on Thursday, the Royals scored 3 runs in the first 3 innings, and scoreless for the next 6, and then scored 1 run in 9 innings last night, and then 1 run in the first 5 innings tonight, and then 8 in the 6th.
Billy came into tonight's game with an 8-game hitting streak, and he kept that going tonight. But you know, since July the 25th, he leads all major league hitters with 28 RBI coming into this game tonight, and he was able to get 1 again tonight. So he's really producing quietly. He just kind of sneaks up on you. He has these little spurts where it seems like he's not getting on base, and before you know it, he's on base a lot.
And that stretch really got going for Billy when the Royals were in Boston last month. And Billy had 3 home runs and 8 RBIs in that series against the Red Sox. He and Kevin Seitzer had made a little mechanical adjustment. Remember talking about how his setup changed just a little bit, started to hold his hands a little bit higher in his stance, trying to get on top of the ball, create a little more backspin. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
You can ask Billy, how do you like Red Sox pitching? He would probably say a lot. He was hitting 500 over the first 6 games of this series against the Red Sox, and 13 for 26 coming into the game tonight.
This time Wheeler gets him on a ground ball to second base. We go to the 9th. Royals have a 5-run lead. Inning tonight, and for the first time since April 30th against Minnesota. So Greg Holland with a 5-run lead. He got the last 2 outs of the 8th. It's the top of the order in the 9th, and he throws strike 1 to Marco Scutaro. Scutaro back in there tonight after missing 6 games with a sore back. He is 0 for 2 with 2 walks, and he's grounded into a double play. A little bit inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Near the line, Jeff Francoeur makes the catch. Scutaro remains hitless. 1 away. Early in the game, we showed you that couple with their young son, and they brought a sign telling us that they were recording the game back at home so that they could watch themselves, hoping they'd be on television. There's the sign. Not only did they pick a good game, but with what looks like what, 5, 6-month-old maybe, staying till the final out. 7 months maybe. Vilas with a long throw from Escobar, and Hosmer digs that one. You bet it was a nice play.
Outstanding play on both ends. I mean, he didn't have much time. He just got the ball center body and just let it go, and Hosmer does the rest at first base. Just a super play on both ends.
So a 1 for 5 night for Aviles, and so far an 0 for 4 night for the league's leading hitter Adrian Gonzalez. And Holland backs him off the plate, ball 1.
You know, as Alcides Escobar goes forward in his career, when you go back and you dissect the games and the mistakes he made, the great plays he's made, and really when the mistakes he's made have just been ones that you say just kind of come out of nowhere, you know, like throws low on double plays, not maybe looking a ball into your glove on the slow rollers. But as he tightens his game up, you're going to start seeing some pretty good shortstop going forward. Because we know he can make the great plays. So now it's just about being more consistent on the routine plays. And as his offense continues to go, his career is going to be out all right. You know, he's a happy guy. And he loves to play, which is great. That's always number 1.
1 for 4 tonight at the plate. Alcides Escobar with a run scored. Staying right around 250. The best plays tonight made by people in Red Sox uniforms have been in the stands. Strikes out Gonzalez, and the Royals with a huge inning in the 6th. They take the 3rd game against Boston 9-4. Felipe Paulino with great run support. It's his second win since becoming a Royal. And good bullpen work from Blake Wood, Tim Collins, and Greg Holland. And then the big night on offense, 9 runs on 14 hits. Every Royals starter had a base hit tonight except for Salvador Perez, but he had a walk and a run scored. So everybody chipped in tonight. 9 runs scored and 1 run scored apiece for all 9. So a good game all around for Ned Yost Royals. Doyle's biggest night on offense in a little over 2 weeks. And now they can set their sights on evening the series with the Red Sox tomorrow afternoon. There are several hitters Joel could choose from tonight. Let's go down to the field and see who he has.
Yeah, we do have plenty of options. We're going to go with a couple of the rookies, Eric Hosmer, Mike Moustakas, who both got very dirty tonight. Great to see the effort. Neither one of you guys had ever faced Tim Wakefield before. You're going up against a guy you don't ever see a knuckleball. How tough was it to adjust to that?
You know, you just see, you go up there and try to see the first pitch. You don't really know what it's going to do, and just try to battle and make contact. And we did a pretty good job of that tonight.
Haas, you said you saw one guy throw 2 innings back in low A ball, but you didn't even get a chance to face him. And it looked like you were trying to tweak that swing a little bit, swinging hard early and maybe a little bit softer late.
Yeah, you know, like Moose said, you wanted to see a couple pitches in the beginning and, you know, see how the ball's moving a little bit. But, you know, we had that big inning where we put a couple hits together, and, you know, Paulie pitched a great game tonight, kept us in it the whole game, and I'm glad we got to get him a win tonight.
You guys haven't been able to score runs for him, and that's been a problem for him his whole career, so I'm sure he's the happiest guy to see that 8 spot up there. What changes there in the 6th inning for you, Moose?
Oh, you know, Paulie goes out and battles. He does that every night. He gives us a chance to win every time he gets on the mound. And the 6th inning, we just kind of clicked. I mean, we started getting a couple of hits. Haas let us off and got a big hit, and it just kind of rolled from there.
A couple hits in that inning for you, but I'm sure you're really happy to see your friend get going here. He's had a heck of a series. I know you've known it's coming, but how good to see him swinging and having a hot bat.
Oh, you know, I've been telling everybody all along. You know, you know, that's how he's a slow starter, but you know, once he gets going, there's no turning back from there. And you know, I think he's got it going a little bit, and you know that 6th inning was big for us. You know, I think that's going to get our offense going a little bit, and you know, see if we can come out tomorrow, even up the series, and you know, hit the road, swing the bats good.
You're nodding your head yes about the slow start. He's been with you through a lot of this career. I asked you earlier in the week if you're feeling comfortable, more results night after night, even more comfortable now?
Absolutely. You know, it's a product of work with Sice. I mean, he's down there in the cage every day with me, and the positive energy that this team has, it's just easy to come in this clubhouse every day knowing that you're going to get out there and get a couple of hits, even if it doesn't happen.
Moose and Haas, great job tonight.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Mikey. Best brother in the world.
There we go. A little shout out to Mike Hosmer, who I guess is somewhere up there.